Okay, fact check. First, let me start by saying that all of you that know me know I will not come out to say things without having evidence. And the reason why I don't say everything the way it is because as a watchdog of the society, one of the things I know is that not everything goes out to the public because sometimes people don't know how to consume certain information. And so because people like us, we know this truth, we know this fact, so we don't come out to say everything. We keep certain things, so that if the law enforcement agency needs them, we give them as evidence. And so let me start by establishing this fact that I am not a staff of the P1 group, neither am I a managing director of the P1 group or anything important. I am just a PBO, a P1 business owner that knows about the P1 group, and I believe so much in them, their structure, their vision, and their mission of making home ownership dream a reality, which is their vision. I so believe in it, and that's why I'm coming here every day, every time to defend what Scott Iguma is saying about the company. Am I saying that everything he's saying is a lie? No. Certain things that he said are true. And I also started by saying that bring 10 real estate company, go and check. We all have the same problem, which is allocation issue. And because the P1 group is a different kind of company, we have too many affiliate company doing the same thing in the group. So when you call P1, well, in short, one of the things that I wanted to tackle was that when Scott is mentioning P1 group, the don't do allocation. Which of the P1? When you say P1, which of the P1? We have so many P1, over 63 affiliate company. Over 63 affiliate company. So which of the P1 are you accusing that did not do this, did not do this? So don't just generalize all of them as P1 group. Mention the affiliate. So when you're saying P1, which of the P1? If one P1 has an issue, does that mean that she is ambassador the one that doesn't have any issue? And those are the things I'm trying to come out to fight. So people will know this truth. And so I've established that fact. Yesterday, he posted a particular content that P1 group is looking for him. That P1 group is after his life. First, he started by saying that the founding chairman, Dr. Augustine Ozoma, is after his life. Now he has left him. Now he's not facing Sir Mechi Nkonkwo, the managing director and CEO of P1 Unique. So for a fact, let me start by establishing the fact that Sir Mechi Nkonkwo and Scott's sister, Mrs. Joy, they are family friends. I want to establish that fact. And I'll tell you why I say so. Not just family friends, they're also church members. Close church members for over 10 years. So Sir Mechi Nkonkwo, Sabechi, and the husband of Mrs. Joy, Scott's brother, they're in the same church. She's in that same church. Scott's elder brother is in that same church. I don't even understand. So they are church members, and as a matter of fact, they are not just church members; they are close inner caucus in the church. So how do I know this? When Samechi moved into Aja Axis and he wanted his child to go to school, the first person he reached out to was Mrs. Joy. Mrs. Joy recommended the school that Mr. Amechi's son was going as at that time when he was the executive director of P1 Royal, when he was staying at the Aja Axis. So I want you to understand this. When Scott came into Lagos, wanted to start the real estate industry, the sister, Joy, Mrs. Joy, took him to meet Sir Amechi Nkonkwo. That's to show you the relationship they have, that they are family friends. Even with the husband, as a matter of fact, the husband is a deacon in the same church where Mr. Amechi also is a deacon. So both of them are deacon. She got married to the husband. The person that will join them together is a pastor in the church, Sir Gochuku. That is a barrister Gochuku. So we know these things. Like I said, I will not come out to say what I don't know. Why am I establishing all these facts? So you know that they are family friends. As a matter of fact, they come together to eat in Samechi's house. They've eaten not once, not twice on the same dining table. That's how close they are. I'm going to establish the closeness that they have. Not just that. In several occasions, she has had several issues come to the wife and the husband. We have this issue. They support them financially and also give them gifts. I'm trying to establish how close they are. So when Scott came into Lagos, the first person that he recommended to go and meet is Sir Mechi Nkonkwo in their office, their office in Lekki. And so, to prove it again, listen to this audio to know that it was Miss Joy that took Scott to P1 and introduced him to Mr. Mechi. Listen to this.
You to know P1 because of me. I'll come to your house.
So I established that fact. For you to also know that I'm not lying. This is the conversation between Scott Iguma. When Scott had his first transaction, because it's a policy in the P1 group that if you're not a PBO, a registered PBO, you cannot do a transaction. And so he registered as a PBO. Why I'm bringing these details, so I should know that we are not looking for Scott. Now, the moment you register as a P1 business owner, there are certain information you must provide. And part of it is your house address, your phone number, your email, and all of that. So if P1 was actually looking for Scott, we'll go to his database and go and remove that his detail and go and find him in his house. We are too big of a company. We have integrity. We're a ministry. We are a ministry. And so how can a ministry be going to look to bring down somebody's down? No, we don't do that in P1 group. We don't. We empower people. We change life. We transform destiny. I wish some people can just come into P1 group and ask certain people their stories. You see people that came from nowhere. Nobody until their life have been transformed through the P1 business. I'm not saying that there are clients that don't have issues with P1 group. I've stated this times to that number. Bring 10 real estate company. 10. Go and check. We all have the same problem, allocation issue. And sometimes it's not even the fault of the company. Sometimes family member, I know of the P1 group has bought a particular land 3 times. Sometimes clients don't know about all of these things, but they go all out to make sure that they secure the property of the client. We know most of these things. Sometimes policies, we know most of these things. But like I said, this video is going to be long because I have to establish certain facts. Now, this is the conversation between Scott and Sir Amechi is on your screen right now. Now, if you notice that Scott is trying to close the transaction and he chatted him up and they said he has to register and he registered, he tried to call him and he said that no, he now said that done. That means he was done with the whole registration process. That means his data is with us. And so he did the transaction, closed it, and he was settled, they paid and everything good. Why did I bring this fact? So that you know the relationship they had. So the first time Scott mentioned P1, first and second time, Sir Amechi reached out. If me and you be friend, your brother did do something, who am I first reach out to? Now, not you, my friend. So he reached out. I said, you never reached out to the woman, you reached out to the man because they're both elders in the church. I said, your in-laws, what's your in-law do? And they were conversing. We're in there after reach out, just normal talk. So I don't know how the man communicated that information to the wife. We were discussing on the phone. Elders, I talked to them. According to the man, he said that guy didn't hear word. How did you get this point? So that was the only reason why Sir Amechi reached out. He even reached out to the sister. I said, talk to your brother and I'm going to meet. Let's discuss. That was when I came out and said, P1 is looking for me. Nobody was looking for him. It's because of the relationship that Sir Amechi had with the family, which is the sister, and the brother was trying to, let us sit down at the table so that we can tell you most of these things that you don't know about. That was why we were looking for him. To tell you, this is how this thing work, this is how this thing work. So if you have any issue, bring it, let us solve it. That's why we were looking for him. Now he came out to paint the picture and said Sir Amechi is looking for him. The same Sir Amechi that you were calling before. The same Sir Amechi that is a family friend. The same Sir Amechi that has helped your sister countless times and the husband. The same Sir Amechi that has done a lot. The same Sir Amechi you are saying that. And the painful part of it, look at what people are now going to their comment section to say. Look, just look at threatening the Sir Amechi and the wife, threatening their life. I don't know how Nigerians are too gullible. I have gone round the P1 group. And this is my message. I've gone around the P1 group because of all of this issue as a concerned PBO. Now care for the clients, care for the PBO, and also care for the company. P1 group has over 2,000 staff. And just imagine that each of those staff has 5 siblings. That's siblings, that include their parents, mother and father, that benefit from the salary of this staff. Imagine how many people would suffer if P1 group goes down. P1 group has over 200,000 PBOs that suffer, that earn their living from this. What will happen to them? We need to think. So if over 2,000 staff and each of them have 5 siblings that depend on the P1 group on their salary, directly or indirectly, that's over 5 million people that's going to suffer from this. Am I saying that P1 group don't have issues? We have, and we're resolving. But the most painful part is that most of the people that come out to rent and say that P1 group allocation that we have allocated, they will not come back now to say, I will not collect allocation. They will not come back. Theirs is just to spoil, and they will not come back to repair. And so, my final note: Sir Amechi Okonkwo is not looking for Scott. If he's looking for, he has his detail. And P1 group is neither looking for him. If you are looking for him for anything, if you have any document, bring, let us solve. But if you want to bring it to us, you can go to where you want to go to. But one thing is sure, that one person should not determine the fate of a company. There's no big company today that you see today that don't have issues or did not pass through a hurdle at a point in their lifetime. They went through it. Even church, even businesses, individuals, they went through one hurdle or the other. This is the time P1 group was also going through their hurdle. And we call upon all our clients, over 50,000 clients that have allocated their properties, and over 500 are staying in our estates across board. This is the time to stand strong with us. To our PBOs, those of you have eaten our commission one way or the other, yes, we might not treat you right, or you feel that we will not treat you right, or you feel that there are things we should have done that we will not do right. I say this to you as a PBO. Nobody is perfect. We had our own shortcomings. And so, come, let's work together to solve this issue. And to the public that don't know anything about the P1 group, it pains me that you don't know. Some of you just come and say, insult people, threaten life, and without even knowing anything. It hurts me a lot. One of the stories I never forget is the founders of the P1 group. They were looking for 300,000 naira to rent an apartment, to rent a house, put roof over their head, after they stayed in 12 places, in 13 places for 2.5 years. And so in the bit of looking for that money, that's where the vision of the P1 group came on board. And today, they were not thinking about themselves alone. They were thinking about others that is also staying and say, how can we make ownership dream a reality for as many people as possible? And today, 13 years, they've been doing this. They had their shortcomings. They also have their own weak points, their faults. Yes, they have this. But nevertheless, they mean well for Nigerians. And so, I call upon Nigerians, come, let's work together and let's solve this issue. Remember, P1 Group is the first real estate network marketing company in the world. The greatest human empowerment out of Africa. And so you should understand that we have our own injuries as a giant that has fought several wars. And so, don't judge us by our scars, because most of the real estate companies that are successful today learned from our scars. And so we too have learned from our scars, and that is why we are also grateful to Scott for bringing this to this point. And so every managing director is working tirelessly to ensure that the issue of allocation is cleared up. And so I end with this. Nigerians, we want you to stand with us at this point. And we can assure you, just like the president and founder of the P1 Group has stated, that in 2026, before the end of 2026, everything concerning allocation issue in the P1 Group will be a thing of the past. Thank you for trusting us, and thank you for believing in us. I am a PBO, and I am P1 proud. P1 Group is indeed a movement. Thank you.